Agile transformations don't succeed simply by rolling out stand-ups, sprints, and new frameworks. They succeed when leadership sets the stage for agility to thrive. In this episode, we break down the 10 most critical priorities senior leaders must focus on to guide a lean agile transformation that delivers real, sustainable change. From clarifying the purpose behind the transformation and redesigning funding models to fostering psychological safety, redefining success metrics, and empowering teams, we explore what it truly takes to shift from a process change to an organizational evolution. Whether you're a C-suite leader, transformation sponsor, or an agile practitioner influencing from within, this episode will give you practical insights into how leadership can remove systemic blockers, model new behaviors, and create the conditions for enterprise-wide agility. Tune in to learn why a lean agile transformation is less about adopting frameworks and more about re-architecting leadership, culture, and systems around value, adaptability, and continuous learning.
So let's kick things off. The absolute first step, it seems, is that leaders have got to define the purpose of the change, like really clearly.
Right.
It's not just we're changing. It's got to be specific. What exactly are we trying to achieve here? Why now?
Yeah, what's the driver?
Is it, say, faster customer response, or
Let's
maybe it's innovation, better quality, or, just building resilience in this crazy market? That clarity seems key.
It absolutely is. And defining purpose, it's more than just putting out a statement. It's really about crafting a story, something that resonates, that makes sense to people across the board.
Story.
Yeah, like painting a picture of where you're going, and importantly, how getting there helps everyone. And then, and this is crucial, leaders have to repeat it.
Repetition.
Relentlessly. Not like a robot, but just consistently through different channels, different conversations. So it becomes sort of ingrained, like part of the background hum of the place.
Right, so it sinks in. And that leads to the real goal, doesn't it? Getting people to feel genuinely enrolled, engaged, committed.
What the magic, yeah. When the vision stops being just words on a page and becomes something people actually believe in together.
A shared conviction.
Yeah.
And when that happens, our sources say, you see, powerful things, right? Better productivity, less resistance.
Teams actually start driving things forward themselves because they get it. They see their part in it.
Yeah. Think about, for you listening, a time maybe you really felt that connection to a goal. That's the kind of energy we're talking about.
Definitely. But there's an interesting point here, a caution really, about that popular idea. Start with why.
Oh, right. Everyone says that.
Everyone says it. And knowing your personal why is great. It's powerful. But we need to recognize that the organizational why, well, it can land very differently for different people.
How so?
Well, someone on the front line might connect with the change because it offers, say, more job security or a chance to learn new skills. That's their why.
Okay.
A senior leader's why might be more about market share or, competitive advantage. Very different motivations.
So trying to force one single why on everyone.
It can miss the mark. It might not connect with what actually motivates individuals down the line.
Okay, that really adds nuance to start with why. It's less about one slogan and more about individual connection points.
Precisely.
And the danger if leaders get this wrong, if they try to, make one up.
Big danger. The sources warn about this. Avoid manufacturing a contrived why. Hurting authenticity is a real risk.
Contrived.
Yeah, you
But
joke
then-
about it.
Totally. Imagine a company suddenly pushing this new purpose that sounds nice but just doesn't line up with how they actually operate or what they've done before.
I'll see right through it.
Instantly. And that fake why, it doesn't just fall flat. It actively destroys trust. It creates cynicism. It actually pushes people away much more than maybe not having a perfect why to begin with.
Wow. So authenticity isn't just nice to have. It's like foundational.
It's the bedrock. Absolutely. And thinking about this, it matters for everyone, doesn't it? Whether you're the one leading the change or you're part of a team working on it or even just watching it happen. Understanding these dynamics, genuine purpose, shared vision, authenticity, it's just critical for working together effectively, getting that real buy-in.
Yeah, where people want to contribute their best, not just because they have to.
Exactly, because they believe in where things are headed. Okay, so wrapping this up, the core takeaway for you today, an effective purpose. It needs to be clear, it needs to be communicated authentically, top-down, sideways, all around, and shared relentlessly, but in a way that lets people connect personally.
Get that right, and you unlock some serious collective energy. Real action.
Powerful stuff.
Okay, number 2. Let's talk money. Because, money always talks.
Always.
Traditional project funding. Oh, it's usually pretty rigid, right? Short-term focus, annual budgets.
Yeah. Fixed plans that break easily.
Exactly. So how does Lean-Agile tackle funding differently? What's the shift?
Oh, it's a huge shift. It's about moving away from funding individual projects
Okay.
towards funding long-lived value streams.
Value streams. Explain that a bit more.
So leaders allocate budget to stable teams who are focused on delivering ongoing value in a certain area, aligned with strategy, not just temporary project teams.
Okay, so teams stay together longer.
Yes, exactly. And the benefits are pretty clear. You cut out all the waste of setting up and tearing down project teams constantly.
This makes sense.
You keep the expertise together. And crucially, it lets teams pivot, adapt as, priorities change or you learn new things from the market.
So less rigid planning.
Definitely. The guardrails change. It becomes more about, say, fixed capacity for the team, but variable scope.
Instead of the old fixed scope, fixed cost model?
Precisely. It flips it.
Wow, that's a massive change in thinking. Imagine the difference for a team,
Right.
knowing they have ongoing funding for their value stream instead of constantly fighting for the next project budget.
It changes the game. Stability and focus.
Okay, next. This ties in, I think, silos.
Ah, yes. The classic problem.
Most companies are still built around functions, IT, HR, finance, marketing.
Yep. Looks neat on an org chart.
But it creates endless handoffs, bottlenecks. Delays for the customer are almost guaranteed.
Always.
So our source says break down those silos. But how? It mentions organizing around the flow of value. What does that look like in practice?
It means leaders need to actively map out and then reorganize around how value actually gets delivered to the customer, end to end.
Like mapping a whole customer journey.
Exactly. Think customer onboarding or order fulfilling, not just what IT does or what finance does. It cuts across those functional lines.
So it might mean changing reporting structures.
It could, yeah. Or at least clarifying accountability for that whole value stream, making sure the cross-functional teams have everything they need right there. No waiting. The big question leaders need to keep asking is, where's the customer in this? And how do we make their wait shorter?
That's a really powerful way to look at your organization, isn't it?
It shifts everything.
Changes the focus from just internal stuff to what the customer actually experiences. Big difference for you if you start thinking that way.
Definitely.
Okay, let's talk governance. That word often makes people groan.
Oh, yeah. Committees, sign-offs, red tape.
Bureaucracy central. But the source talks about lean governance. What's different? How is it not just more process?
It's fundamentally different. Traditional governance is mostly about control, slowing things down to check them.
Right.
Lean governance is about setting up lightweight controls that actually enable speed and autonomy.
Enable how?
Leaders define clear boundaries, things like budget guardrails, compliance rules, quality standards, the essentials.
Okay.
But within those boundaries, teams are empowered to self-organize, make their own decisions on how to get the work done.
So leaders step back a bit.
Their role changes. It becomes less about micromanaging and more about trust but verify, ensuring alignment, managing the big risks, but without gumming up the works.
So setting the playing field, the rules of the game, but not dictating every single move.
Exactly. That's a great way to put it.
That makes a lot more sense for actually encouraging innovation and, well, agility.
It's crucial for it.
Okay, this next one. This is where it gets really personal, I think. Leadership development.
Yeah. The source points out a huge pitfall.
Right.
Leaders telling everyone else to change while they carry on exactly as before.
The do as I say, not as I do trap. Very common.
So what's the fix? What does the source say leaders need to do? Well, it's blunt. Leaders have to invest in their own development. Seriously invest.
Meaning what? Training.
Training, yes. In lean, agile leadership ideas, systems thinking, maybe servant leadership principles, but also practice.
Practice.
Yeah, the source mentions things like peer coaching circles, getting agile leadership coaching, ways for leaders to actually practice new behaviors.
Like what kind of behaviors?
Like learning to listen more instead of always directing. Really empowering teams instead of needing to approve every little thing.
Oh,
because the core idea is simple. Teams copy what their leaders do. If leaders aren't changing, why should anyone else?
It really is like saying you can't ask your team to run a marathon if you're not even putting on your running shoes yourself.
Perfect analogy. You have to model the behavior you expect.
So for you listening, if you're a leader, What's one tiny thing you could do differently tomorrow to show you're in the race too?
Maybe start by asking more questions than giving answers.
Good one. Okay, number 6, psychological safety. We hear this term a lot now.
And for good reason. It's critical.
The idea being that innovation needs risk, and you can't take risks if you don't feel safe.
Exactly. If people are afraid to fail or speak up, you get stagnation. Compliance, not creativity.
So how do leaders actually build that safety, not just talk about it, but cultivate it?
They have to actively, consciously remove fear.
Yeah.
By openly encouraging experiments, by rewarding the learning that comes from trying things, even if the outcome isn't what was expected.
So reframing failure.
Absolutely. Reframing it as data, as learning. And importantly, leaders need to show vulnerability themselves.
Like admitting mistakes.
Yes. Admitting their own mistakes, asking for feedback, even critical feedback, being open about challenges. That sets the tone more than anything.
Oh, okay.
The source even suggests leaders should, kind of track whether people feel safe. Do they speak up? Do they challenge things? Because without that safety, agility is just surface level.
That's such a key point. It's not just nice to have. It's like the foundation for real agility, not just pretending.
It's the bedrock.
Makes you think, for you listening, how often have you maybe held back an idea or a concern because it just didn't feel safe?
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Metrics. What you measure shapes behavior. We know this.
Oh, definitely. Metrics drive actions.
And those traditional metrics, utilization, hours logged, they often just push people to look busy, right? Not necessarily deliver value.
Exactly. Busyness over impact.
So how do we measure what really matters for agile success? What should leaders focus on?
The big shift here is from measuring outputs to measuring outcomes.
Outputs versus outcomes. Okay.
So instead of just tracking, did we deliver the features? You track, did we actually improve customer satisfaction? Or did we reduce time to value?
Oh, okay. More business-focused results.
Yes. Things like employee engagement, quality improvements, retention, actual business results that tie back to that initial why we talked about.
Got it.
It requires a different mindset from leaders. The key question changes from, did we follow the plan, to, did we deliver what mattered most?
To the customer and the business?
Yes. That's the lens.
That sounds like a much better way to make sure all the effort is actually, well, moving the needle.
It connects the work directly to value.
So for you, if your team's metrics feel disconnected from real customer impact, maybe it's time to ask why.
Yeah. Start that conversation.
Okay, number 8. This is a big one. Challenging a common myth.
Which is?
That Agile is just for the tech teams, just for IT.
Ah, yes. The Agile is a software thing. Misconception.
Exactly. But our source says, no, Agile is an organizational operating model. What does that mean for everyone else? Finance, HR, marketing.
It means leaders have to champion extending these lean, agile ways of working across the entire enterprise.
How would that even look? Agile finance.
Yeah, absolutely. Think about finance moving to, say, rolling forecasts instead of rigid annual budgets. More adaptive.
Okay.
Or HR creating career paths that support stable cross-functional teams, not just individual silos.
Right.
Marketing using iterative campaigns, getting feedback constantly, even compliance shifting toward a continuous assurance built into the process, not just a gate at the end.
Wow.
The more parts of the business adopt these principles, the smoother the whole system flows. Less friction between departments.
And the leadership message has to be
loud and clear. This is for everyone. Agile is how we operate as a company.
Imagine the power of that. If every department worked with that kind of adaptive mindset.
It transforms the whole system, truly.
It makes you wonder, for you, if your Agile work feels stuck in one corner, what's one small connection you can make with another department?
Start building those bridges.
Number 9, empowering and protecting teams.
The heart of Agile, really, the teams doing the work.
Right. These cross-functional teams are supposed to be the engine. But often, they just get bogged down, don't they?
They do. Pulled in different directions, stuck waiting for decisions, buried in bureaucracy.
So how do leaders truly empower them? And the source uses the word protect. What does that mean?
Empowering means giving them real decision-making authority within those boundaries we talked about. Access to tools, information. Protecting means leaders need to act like, well, like field bearers.
Field bearer, yeah.
Protecting the team from constant priority shifts that wreck their flow. Pushing back on stakeholders who try to hijack them midstream.
Ah, so defending their focus.
Exactly. And cutting out unnecessary meetings, simplifying tools, basically removing the organizational friction and noise so the team can actually focus on creating value.
So leaders aren't just enabling, they're actively defending the team's ability to work effectively.
That's a huge part of the role in this model, clearing the path.
That's powerful. For you listening, think about your team. When did you last feel truly empowered and protected? What made it possible? Or what shield needs raising right now?
Good question to reflect on.
Okay, last one. Number 10, continuous improvement.
Because the transformation's never really done, is it?
No, the source stresses it's a journey, not a destination. You don't just become agile and stop.
Right. It has to be built into the culture.
So how do leaders embed that? Make continuous improvement just the way things are done?
Well, critically, it starts with them. Leaders need to practice continuous improvement themselves.
Oh.
By holding their own regular retrospectives, looking at their own leadership behaviors, the systems they create. How can they improve?
So leadership retros, not just team retros.
Exactly. And fostering a culture where it's genuinely safe for people to give feedback upwards, to critique leadership constructively.
That ties back to psychological safety.
It does. And leaders need to actually fund capacity for improvement time, for learning, experimenting, tackling systemic issues.
Okay.
But maybe most importantly, leaders need to model humility, to genuinely ask their people, what do we need to do differently to help you succeed?
Asking for help, basically.
Yes. Showing their learning, too.
Yeah.
That vulnerability, that openness to grow, encourages growth everywhere else.
That idea of leaders modeling humility, that really lands. It invites you, the employee, into the improvement process, doesn't it?
It makes it a shared effort, not just top-down.
So wrapping this up, what we've really dug into today shows that Lean Agile transformation isn't just about new processes or tools. Not at all.
No, it's much deeper.
It's a fundamental shift in how an organization operates, how it thinks, how it leads, and it clearly demands a lot from senior leadership.
That's the core message from the source, really.
Yeah.
It's not just tweaking things. It's about re-architecting the organization.
Re-architecting around
customer value, around adaptability, around continuous learning. And leaders have to spearhead that.
Not just by saying the right words.
No, by changing their own behaviors. And by actively shaping the systems, the culture, the metrics, everything that allows agility to actually take root and flourish.
So the final thought for you listening. As you think about these 10 priorities, where do you start?
Yeah, what's the takeaway?
If the real goals are customer value, being adaptable, and always learning, what's one small, concrete change you or your leaders could maybe try this week? Just one thing to edge closer to that vision.
Could it be about asking for feedback differently?
Or simplifying one annoying process. Or maybe just starting a conversation about how you measure success. Often that big shift begins with just one small, deliberate step.
As we've seen, Lean Agile transformation is far more than a new set of practices or frameworks. It's a leadership challenge. The top 10 priorities we've explored today remind us that senior leaders shape the culture, the systems, and ultimately the success of agility across the enterprise. If you're a leader beginning this journey, start with clarity of purpose, invest in your own growth, and commit to building the conditions where teams can thrive. Transformation isn't a one-time event. It's a continuous act of learning and leading differently. Thank you for joining us on this episode. If today's insights were helpful, share this podcast with your colleagues, subscribe for more conversations on leadership and agility, and remember, true transformation begins at the top. Until next time, keep leading with purpose and agility.